So, as you should know by now, this whole week I am uploading nothing but spooky, scary, Halloween, or paranormal themed videos every day leading up until Halloween. And currently, today we are on day 6. So I felt that since yesterday's video was all about ghost hunting and what to do before you go ghost hunting, what to do while you're ghost hunting, and what to wear while you are ghost hunting, I felt that it was only right to do today's video on how to cleanse yourself and your space after any type of paranormal investigation or experience. Cleansing yourself is one of the biggest things when it comes to messing with anything paranormal or anything on the other side. So obviously, anytime that you are messing with the other side, doing anything paranormal or contacting the paranormal, you always have to be safe, careful, and cautious when you do so. This is not only before or during you doing these activities, it also applies to after everything is done as well. So with that being said, I personally believe that you should always cleanse yourself anytime that you have any contact with the paranormal, anytime that you feel that there's a spirit, especially one that you did not invite or do not want around you. If there's a spirit in your space, if you have been somewhere haunted, if you have been somewhere with demonic energy. Also, it's good to just cleanse yourself in your house just as a routine, just to keep away all the negative energy, all the negative spirits. Cleansing is always a good thing, but more so when it comes to the paranormal side of things. I personally believe that you should cleanse yourself anytime after a ghost investigation, anytime that you come in contact with a spirit, especially one that is harmful or that you did not invite or that you do not want around you, whether that be at a different location or your home. So once again, I just really want to stress that anytime that you have contact or connection or any type of paranormal experience, investigation, anything along those lines, it is always best to clean yourself, clean your space, also clean your objects, because as we talked about in one of the earlier videos, possessions and objects can also be possessed or haunted as well. So if you go to a yard sale and buy something, it is always best to go ahead and cleanse that thing before bringing it into your vehicle, before bringing it into your home, because you don't know what is attached to it and what you are welcoming in. So with that being said, all of these things apply to not only yourself, they also apply to your objects, and it also applies to your home or your place of living. So the first way that you can cleanse yourself or your space, and the most known way to do this, is by smudging or burning sage. Now, I'm pretty sure we have all heard of sage. It comes in a little bundle. Actually, I will show you guys. Hold on. So sage normally comes in like a little bundle like this. Mine has been burnt and also a little unraveled because my daughter got a hold of it. She was trying to help me keep the negativity out. That's all I can say. But this is sage, and this is the most common way to cleanse yourself, cleanse your space, and this is usually what most people recognize as cleansing anyway. But a lot of people will cleanse their home or their self by burning sage. You simply do exactly what it says. You burn it. You light it, burn it, let it burn, and then you kind of like air it and waft it around your house. When you're burning sage, though, I personally like to make sure that all the windows and doors are up and open, because that is allowing the spirits to have a way to get out. It's allowing them to have somewhere to go, a place to escape from. It's not just running them from one room to the other. So I personally, when I start, I like to open all windows and all doors. I will start with one room. Also, when you are saging, pay extra attention to the corners, doorways, anything like that. Usually it's places that you typically wouldn't think of or that you don't really notice throughout your daily living. Like nobody really pays attention to the corner of their wall. But a lot of paranormal activity actually happens in the corners or in the shadows. So always make sure to pay attention to the corners, the door frames, the window frames, all of that. Make sure you sage and get the smoke everywhere in the house. I like to personally shut the windows in the rooms that I do and pull the door shut as I exit out, because the space has been cleaned. I don't want to go somewhere else and then it just drives it into here. That's just my own personal logic and my own personal way of thinking. Not everybody does it that way, but that's just how I feel that it works best for me. So that's what I do. But sage is like the number one well-known and most useful way of cleansing yourself. You can also do it to yourself, waft the smoke on yourself. Also your objects, if you have something like my drink bottle here, if you want to cleanse it or whatever, get away all of the negative and evil spirits and energy, this is the most common way to do it and one of the most known ways to do it. Another way is not really a sense of cleansing, but more so a way of protection, because you also have to cleanse these items as well. But a lot of people like to have crystals. There's crystals for protection. There's crystals to keep negative energies away. There's crystals for money. There's crystals for love. There's literally a crystal for any and everything. So a lot of people like to have a certain specific crystal with them, or to have it as protection. It's not really a way of cleansing, but it's a way of keeping negativity or bad things away. Now, the next way of cleansing, some people may know, but it's not as commonly known as the sage is, but you can also cleanse yourself and your space with incense. For the most part, most negative and evil spirits or energies cannot stand the smell of sage or incense. And there is also specific scents of incense that do specific things, kind of just like the crystals, but for the most part, an incense will do. And you just do the same thing as you would with the sage. You let it burn, let the smoke go everywhere. You can wand it around yourself and kind of, let the smoke get on you, cleanse yourself. You can also cleanse your crystals that way, different objects. So incense is another great way to cleanse yourself, protect yourself, and to keep negativity and bad energies away. Also, this is also not really another form of cleansing per se, but it is another extra form of protection, and that is salt. Now, when it comes to paranormal or evil things, salt can be one of your best friends, depending on the spirit and how determined they are, that is. But a lot of times, a barrier of salt will keep negative and evil things away. But also with salt, you have to make sure that you're protecting a cleansed space. You don't want to put salt around you and then you've trapped in whatever you're trying to get out within that salt barrier. You do not want that to happen, because then you just did the opposite of what you were trying to do and made things a lot worse. But for the most part, salt can be a barrier that can protect you. It wards off and keeps away evil and negative spirits. If I know that I'm going to a ghost or paranormal investigation, I think that it's best when I leave the house to go ahead and put a barrier of salt around the house. That way when I return, not only did I do all of my precautions of, not turning my back around, cleansing myself with sage or incense before I get into my car and before I come home, but I also have that barrier of salt. So now I've been cleansed, I've left everything where it is, and my final step is this barrier of salt. So when I come across my threshold, when I come into my home, nothing can come with me. Not only did I cleanse it away, but I put up that barrier to keep it out as well. Once again, that's just my personal preference. That's my way of thinking. That's the way that I do things. I'm not sure if everybody sees it this way or if this is something that everybody does. It's just, I know that that's what personally makes me feel better and personally helps me. But for the most part, we pretty much covered the main things that you could do, or the main ways that you can protect yourself and cleansing off and keeping away negative and evil spirits, especially if dabbling into the paranormal is something that you do or that you are going to do or something that you're curious about. It's definitely something that you need to know and be aware of, and also maybe keep in the back of your mind just in case you ever need it. So I know that this was a pretty quick video, but that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me some thumbs up. Go ahead and leave me your comments down below until my next video. Also, if you have a different way that you cleanse or protect yourself, let me know that down below in the comments too, because I want to know if I've heard that before or if I haven't. I just want to see what you guys do versus what I do. So be sure to leave that down below. And if you haven't done it already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. As you see, I film and upload randomly, and I have all types of different content. There is seriously going to always be something here for you. So just make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And once again, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.